Alright, so this video is going to be about your real estate agent, finding your real estate agent, right? So the last video that I spoke on was being disciplined, having a good credit score, being a good saver, being able to be respectful, right? And so people are going to want to work with you. People are going to want to have your back. When I found my real estate agent, he was doing a showing of a property. It was a $500,000 property that he was showing, and he was actually invested in that deal. The entire time, my uncle, being the person he is, he may be able to afford that property at the time. However, I'm just this young kid who invests in the stock market and thinks stocks is everything, and I'm smiling and brimming through the nose about how my portfolio is rising, even though it may be very insignificant to these two gentlemen. And he is excited. He's excited about Tesla. He's excited about all the other stocks, Facebook, whatever I'm invested in. He wants to know and he wants to learn. That's what he tells me. From that conversation alone, he gives me his card, because although I'm 7 to 8 months out from purchasing real estate, he's like, man, if you want to purchase real estate at some point, or if you want to just talk about stocks, hit me up and let's do it. Prior to working with him, I had just worked with this one lady and viewed this disgusting property. And this property was supposed to be a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath home, which is very common in Columbus, Ohio. All right, so we go and view this 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath home. The 3rd bedroom was actually, I believe it was either in the attic or it was in a room. But that room didn't have a closet, and therefore it couldn't be considered a room, right? If you don't have a closet within that square footage, it cannot be considered a room. If you don't have windows within that square footage, it cannot be considered a room. And then the attic, the stairway was so bad, I actually hit my head going into the attic. So the ceiling was so low, and this is what you run into with these older homes: bad steps, low ceilings, right? These homes were a lot smaller back in the days. People have grown a lot more, and that's why I look for houses with a lot of space as well. So much space, because we know that our population of humans are going to grow taller, bigger, wider, right? And with that being said, if I already have a big home, if I have a sell, if I have a rent it out, people will still be able to fit within these spaces very comfortably without feeling crushed or hitting their head or this and that. And so I'm already accommodating for that. I'm already looking hundreds of years ahead to say this property will still be doing its thing, still be producing, because it's bigger and better. So those people who buy in Texas, they're thinking smart, because those big homes that they're purchasing, there's nobody who's going to be running out of space in those homes. There's nobody who's going to be struggling to sell their homes in the future. Now, when I addressed these problems with this agent, again, she understood my frustrations. Like, yeah, these steps are bad. Yes, you just hit your head. Yes, there's no closet. This isn't a room. It's actually a 2-bedroom with a nice storage space, most likely, right? Yes, this home needs work. Yes, this home needs repairs. This woman didn't come to me and say, do you want a counter offer? Do you want to write down all these things? I'm going to make a list of everything that was bad with this home, send it to the agent with all the remedy requests, or a drop in the property value so that you can purchase this at an amazing discount. She didn't come to me with any of those options, nor was I prepared for those options. But if she had said, I got this, and this ready to go, I'm ready to do all this work for you, who am I to say no? Who am I to stop that from happening? right? I would have been all in. And then this is how you get commitment. This is how you get buy-in. Are you ready? She would have said, okay, this house costs $180,000. If I can get this for you for $150,000, that's $40,000 worth of equity back in your pocket. Plus, I'm gonna try to get you a cash credit of $5,000 so that you can fix these steps and do a little bit of work in the attic. If I can get you a $140,000 deal with $5,000 back, so you're basically only paying $135,000 for this property, are you willing to commit? And if I had said yes, that sounds like an amazing deal. I mean, and then if she had did her part to get that done, who am I to say no? I would have committed. Of course I would have committed, because I put my word that I would commit, right? And you see this sales tactic used a lot, basically in car sales. Hey, if I get you this deal, are you gonna sign today? This deal is only for today. Are you gonna take it or leave it? And if they say yes, then yes, right? So a lot of people are people of their word when it's time to get straight down to it. If you hold your end of the deal, they're gonna hold their end of the deal. That's how most humans will operate. And there was no fight with her. There was no struggle. And so what I would say, although I love my agent, you want to find a truly investor friendly agent, someone who's going to fight for you to get the best deal possible, even if it costs them a few $100s this time around, because the more money you make per deal as an investor, the quicker you'll be able to get more money in their pocket again. Right? The quicker you'll be able to get more money in their pockets again. So when I look for a deal, I'm already hitting the ball hard. I'm already going full speed ahead. I'm already trying to cut everywhere I can cut, slice and dice. Why? It's because I want to buy more properties every year, not every 2 years, every year. And it's harder to do that at the scale that I want to do it at if I'm getting $100 cash flow deals, $200 cash flow deals. Would I be able to buy the same property with the same amount of equity next year? Sure, because I was able to save that much the previous year. However, I'm trying to scale bigger, and that requires me to have more income, bigger income, right? If you want to scale bigger, have bigger income. Now, obviously, that's not grammatically correct, but I just like the sound of it, so I'm going to say that anyway. And so when I found my new agent, Thomas Raby, he saw me at this duplex for the second time, and he was like, "Oh wow, yeah, I remember you from X, Y, and Z," right? Because it was a while. It was probably like 3 months or 4 months before I texted him to come and meet me at this duplex. And from there, we kept going. After the first deal, we celebrated. He bought me a bottle. I bought him some cologne. We exchanged gifts. We signed, added each other on Instagram, which is a great way to network, by the way. And then when I came back from the Army again, bought another house, celebrated another deal. And after our deal, we talked about nothing involving real estate. We talked about, stocks. We talked about how I'm performing with my investment properties. We talked about what jobs I'm trying to enter. We talked about just life in general, right? And, it was great to have someone who, although he has a job, he's just a human being as well. Like, I'm the one who comes to him about business all the time. I make it a business when it's us. For him, it's just something he does. It's not who he is, and that's amazing. He's been the #1 producer for the last 2 years, right? But I didn't hire him because of that. I didn't add him to my team because of that. He didn't add me to his team of investors because of that, right? We just genuinely liked each other as people and continued to work together. And, I do believe that we need to speak on the investor portion and him understanding that side of the investor deals. But at the same time, one, I already know that he understands all of those things, but it's just to reiterate what I'm looking for. I think that's what's most important. And, there's big plans coming from both of us on both sides. And that's what I like to see. I like to see growth in everybody that I work with. And, that's the best thing that could ever happen in my life, is just to see all my people growing and succeeding and thriving. And when you're looking for your agent, go to a few open houses. Look at some buyer agents. They're also sellers agents, right? And you want to see how they present this house. How are they presenting this house to you? Are they walking the home with you, or are you walking the home by yourself? I'm not gonna tell you which strategy is better than another, but for me, both of the agents that I had walked the property with me. When the seller agent, who was a female with I think realtor.com, she walked the house with me. She didn't just let me walk the house alone. But most of the time when you go and visit a buyer's agent who's showing a property, they don't walk the house with you. Well, with Thomas, he walked the house with us. He talked to us. He showed us elements of the home that were nice and aesthetically pleasing. I appreciated that. I appreciated his knowledge. I appreciated his genuine conversation. I appreciated everything wasn't about the property. I appreciated that the value that he was given involved more than just, the property itself. It involved the environment. It involved the area. I appreciated the pamphlets that he handed out. I appreciated the piece of paper that he printed out. I appreciated every time that we visited 30 different homes, he did research. He printed out a sheet. He showed me what this property was worth. He showed me the comps. He showed me everything that I needed to know about this property in the surrounding area and what this house is worth. He showed me, he taught me what I should be looking for. And in every single deal, it just got better and better and better, to the point where after you see 30 houses, how do you not know what you want, right? When he's about to go on vacation and he's like, man, what do you want to do? Do you want to go after this duplex or the single family home? If you go after the duplex, you're going to be in a bidding war, because I have been in like 3 bidding wars. We had put 3 offers in, all declined, right? So what do you want to do? And I said, let's go with the single family house. I think that this is going to be the best option for us. And it was. I got the $5,000 that I wanted off. I got the $3,000 extra at closing costs. So plenty of good things happened with that deal. And it's all thanks to having an agent who consistently showed up, consistently wanted to work. And don't get mad if your agent is a little bit busier. My agent at the time had a lot more time. Right now, if I needed him to walk through with me on every single property the same way before, probably couldn't do that, because he got listings, he got showings, he got all this type of stuff that he's doing, right? And so he will have to schedule you in, right? He'll have to schedule a time for you, which is perfectly fine. But find that agent, find that hungry agent. You might find a newer agent rather than a more solidified agent. And I would probably say look for a newer agent if you can, because some of those solidified agents might not want to work with a brand new home buyer first time, they're probably looking for that second time, that third time home buyer who's looking at that $400,000, $500,000, $700,000 property, right? And so I don't know, man. You just got to figure out what's best for you. You might want to go with that seasoned person who is going to provide you all the data sheets, all the points of inspection, who's going to provide you everything you need to know about that property. Or you might want to go with the young gun who has done all their research and comes to you prepared rather than coming empty-handed and just with a smile on their face. So I don't know. See what you like, see what works best for you, and you go from there. But what I can tell you is that I genuinely enjoy calling my real estate agent on the phone and saying, hey, I got this deal. Hey, I want this to go. Hey, let's go and walk this property together. And now we don't visit 30 houses and not get a deal. We don't visit 10 houses and not get a deal. I'd be surprised if we even visit 5 houses without closing on something, right? So, I mean, there's still times that I call him, hey, do you handle this? Hey, do you handle that? So not everything is always real estate related or going to land him a deal, but he'll pick up, he'll respond, he'll answer. And, you know, I still appreciate that as well, because he knows eventually I'm going to come back around and we're going to buy more property together. That's that's just what it is. That's just what's going to happen. And so, yeah, look for that genuine connection. Look for the genuine stuff that you want to see. And it should be an expectation. It should not be a want. It should be a need, right? And you don't know that until you watch YouTube videos like this, channels like this, where you see real estate agents actually trying to inform their buyer, trying to give you the best information that you need in order to make an informed decision. That's their job. Their job is to make sure that you know you're getting the best deal possible. And how do you know that without, you know, all your information being given to you? And so that's why I appreciated my agent. That's why I like the work that he's done for me and with me. And that very first one deal that we did is worth the 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 deals that we have coming his way, because, you know, he was just instrumental in my growth, and I appreciate that and will always appreciate that. So thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I tried to, you know, put out some of those points there. If you want to know more about each specific property that we visited, I probably can't remember every single one, but I can definitely try to be more detailed in some of the properties that we did visit. There was other properties that were listed as 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, and they weren't. They were 2 bedroom, 1.5 bath. And those are kind of like funny stories, but we can get into that at a later date. So thank you again, and peace.